192.
Wow.
I actually had an idea yesterday. I was watching the SNL episode with Shane Gillis. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did not. No. I saw some discourse, though.
You watched it with him? Just kidding.
Yeah, I watched it with him. I guess he used the R word or something, and which is, whatever. I don't care either way, really. But he did the monologue. I watched the monologue, and it kind of bombed. It didn't do that well.
Did you see that bitch behind him?
Yeah, she wasn't laughing at it. And it's not that I was offended by it. He just did like 4 different Down syndrome jokes that didn't really hit. He kind of did a bunch of half measures. And I had an epiphany the other day. I thought of the perfect joke. He just needed to do one Down syndrome joke, hit it hard right in the middle and brush past it. And this is the joke he should have done.
Okay.
I have an uncle who has Down syndrome. It was kind of weird growing up, man. He actually tried to molest me one time, but fortunately I was wearing pants with a zipper. So he gave up pretty quick.
That's pretty good.
That's good. You should have stand up.
Yeah,
you should write for him.
See, the problem is that his family's there, but it also would have been funny if they cut to his parents and he said they both have Down syndrome.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Because he was doing all the material about how he looks like he has Down syndrome, which is like kind of a forced thing that you would only get if you listen to his podcast. And if you're in the audience at that show, you can't see what he looks like. He just looks like a white guy.
He was doing a monologue for
he looks kind of
all
handsome.
Of his coolest fans that are cool on Twitter too.
That's right.
I tweeted the next morning, and there was a women posting their L's type adjacent blue check account that was like Shane Gillis said retarded on SNL, and it was like the Wedding Crashers gif where that's like the start of the movie where they're spraying the champagne and shit, and so cool. And I was just like,
shit's so stupid,
I was like, listen,
man.
I think Shane Gillis is pretty funny, and his podcast is pretty funny, and I've always thought like that sort of humor where there's a lot of people that don't like that. Like, there's the Cumtown haters, of course, blah blah blah. Like, whatever, that's your preference, and I think I've always thought those guys are funny. I was like, just look at this tweet and look at the replies and see who you associate yourself with when you clap for like a seal when you see it happen. Like,
The fans are so dumb. You can't be clapping for someone saying the R word and be an adult.
Yeah,
he called this shit poop.
I saw a lot of like tweets in that vein, just being like, "Oh, this is stuff we used to do in grade school. It's coming back. I can't wait."
It's so dumb. Like, I don't care if people say that shit, but like, you shouldn't be like getting a rush of joy from it.
The worst tweet in reply to that was also like, it's these people that are like my age trying to still be very cool, which is fine. Yeah. But they're doing it in a really annoying way where they're like...
Yeah, it's a cool age to be.
They're being like... They're the kind of guys that follow all the James Healy accounts. And they follow his girlfriend and shit. But they're like, oh my god.
Well, they're trying to fuck her. I don't blame people for following his girlfriend, because he might get in there. There's like a 90% chance.
God damn it. He's so cool. I would love to play Drunk Mario Kart with him. But these guys... the worst reply was this person that replied to that dude and said, "The Earth is healing." I'm like, how old are you? I think there's a gif of a spinning Earth too. I'm like, oh cool, you're 60.
Oh man,
it sucks so bad.
That's the thing about edgy humor. Like, once those people are saying that shit, like once Melanie Mack is saying stuff that's edgy, then it's no longer edgy, because those are fucking losers. Those are the people that would, like, talking about grade school, those are the people you would bully.
I don't think many people saw the tweet, 'cause it's just like somebody's really low follower, just private. I don't even know it's a private. It's locked in like their reading account basically. But they replied and said, "Nothing online and no testimony for anybody has made me want to say the R word less than the replies to this tweet." Like, just those people making it cringe.
Yeah, it's the same thing that James Healy did with Dudes Rock and sexism. You just
sexism.
The minute
isn't
those
cool
blue check
anymore.
guys with like
what's
the guy's name? The Branch Davidians guy. That guy. People with that avatar. Once they get to it, it's like, oh, well, maybe I don't want to say. Maybe I want to be woke now. Maybe it's good to be
Nothing's
woke.
funny. Nothing's cool about it.
I was trying to become like a racist Twitter account, but I couldn't decide on any marble bust pictures or statues to use for my picture. Then I found a really gay one, like a gay sex one. I was going to use that, but everybody get mad at me. That'd be so funny to be a fake blue check count like that and just keep posting about gay shit and be like, real men. I mean, there's a lot of guys that basically do that already.
I thought there was one. There was one, someone who made a fake account, and they would post like very obvious, like homoerotic posts about it. And then like people would quote tweet and be like, "Oh, I can't believe this guy." And it's like, clearly.
That is one cool trick of the awful blue check now is if you do if you want to spend that money even for a month, it's a really easy way to make anyone believe anything you say. Not in like a fake news type way, but like they'll just think you are a dumb fuck.
Well, I think
awesome.
it falls along the line, like the people that quote tweet that stuff, like just want to get a quote tweet and their jokes off, and they don't look at the account and see it's followed by like 30 mutuals. Or like,
right.
It's the same as like replying to Felix with a joke and then having a bunch of people like reply to you or like quote tweet you, and she's like, this fucking idiot, this guy, I can't believe he believes it, and it's like, yep, I sure do.
Seeing the blue check now though is automatically in my head.
Oh yeah,
it flicks that switch on. Where I'm like, well, let's see what this idiot's got to say before I even like absorb any of it, even if it's like, because some people have a blue check because they want their post, they want longer posts, like a lot of journalists that are in Palestine, they pay for it, they're not really verified or whatever, and it's like, that's fine, just don't make me read that fucking one guy, Mr. Sachs, long ass fucking post, his max character tweets. I don't even think that's possible still. It's one of the, you know, when you go on websites that are so poor that your fucking shit just lags scrolling through it eventually. That's how that tweet was. This is crazy.
That was the Lingle post that he copied and pasted from Facebook, where it was
Did we
just
talk
like
about that.
Yeah,
on here?
It was about border security.
Briefly, I think.
Maybe vague. Maybe like very briefly. Yeah.
He posted a tweet and it was funny because everything is like spelled correctly and like there's like capital letters and
formatted.
Like, U is not just it's formatted. U is not just the letter U, and it's just like it's a million characters. I don't know. I didn't know they gave that many characters. It goes on and on and on to the point where like nobody reads that shit. Nobody on Facebook reads that shit.
No.
When you would see people post that, be like, I do not give Facebook access to my photos and my account. Like, skip. Okay, grandma, you got fucking tricked. Whatever. No big deal. But it's so just great to see that coming to Twitter and like Twitter becoming this like old people heaven for all the dumb enough people to buy an account for $8 and think they're going to make money.
If we put enough brains on that Lingle post, we could track it down what Facebook group it came from for sure.
Oh, easily.
The awesome thing is guys like that do vote.
Yeah.
Like Lingle and Mocktack, those guys vote. I don't know about Lingle maybe, but Mocktack does vote.
Mocktack definitely will because they probably vote at the church he goes to.
Yeah, it's because he's always with his parents and they're like, okay, put on your shit-stained sweatpants and come out. Like younger conservative guys in their 20s and 30s, usually a lot of them aren't going to vote, even if they post about Trump on Facebook because they have like a DUI or something and can't vote, or they're just like, they're out partying because they have lives. But the guys who live with their parents, their conservative parents, they're at the voting station every time.
I remember my coworkers coming to work on voting. The last time it felt like kind of important, the 2016 one. I remember coworkers coming in and being like, yeah, I just slept in today. Now I'm working tonight till whatever. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, whatever.
But
if you have a job and a life, that's what it's like.
I wonder if Lingle votes now that his grandma passed away because there's no one at the house. It's just him. So no one's driving him anywhere.
Well, you know his grandma's voting for the Democrats by mail now.
Oh, well, that's true.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, that's a good point. Now the Democrats have her vote and all their other dead ancestors.
Oh, speaking of Lingle, I was thinking about landmines a lot. I was thinking about the idea of moving into a new house, and then you're digging in the yard trying to make a garden or something, and you keep finding Russian landmines. Did that happen to you, Tom?
I wish. That'd be awesome.
Were there landmines in your yard when you moved in?
I did not see any landmines. There is an old septic tank that we don't use in the back, so there's always the fear.
Is it full?
Probably. Do you want some?
Yes.
Okay, I'll mail it to you.
Give me a big silly straw.
I'm gonna put it in a box and wrap it up. Try to take it to the post office. I'm just gonna mail this.
Yeah, I'm the guy who empties the septic tank. You run up, you've got a big straw and you're rubbing your belly.
You guys just reminded me of we had a nightmare situation one year when it was like our third year living in this house after my dad got out of the Air Force. I think it was around 9/11, but it was the house we lived in during 9/11, which we all survived thankfully because we were nowhere near it.
Oh, thank you.
Sean Bolduc. But one day we had like that was the house we lived in that was built in like 1865, and we had a septic tank, and one day we had just like a normal type of plumbing problem. We called a plumber, but then they ended up checking. They're like, yeah, your septic tank hasn't been emptied in years and years. Like we'd only been there for however long. We didn't have any problems till then, and not only that, the septic tank was like 60 or 70 years old or something. So they had to dig up our entire yard, including my mom's like English garden and everything, like to pull up all the entire old tank. They had to break the fucking driveway and we had to re-pour an entire driveway. Like, it was the entire backyard, like half the lot, basically.
You should have told him you were saving it for a rainy day.
But bro,
I was saving it for later.
the day they broke into it, this poop was so old, it was so gross, and like they were breaking the old walls of it, and it was falling into the poop, and it was like going bloop, bloop, bloop. Like it was like a cauldron, and the smells that came up. I mean, it was just it was the nastiest shit ever. It was just years.
This poop smelled like shit.
Yeah, septic tanks are fucked up. I remember
beauty.
when they had to replace ours. They had to get rid of our swing set thing because they just dug up the whole yard.
Yeah.
It's so much. You have to redo your whole lawn.
Your yard fucking sucks for at least a year. 'Cause you
Yeah,
can't
there's no
touch it.
grass.
All the shit-
It's just a bunch of it's dust.
There's no grass, and you can't go on the dirt because the grass has got to grow. And if you go on the dirt, you're fucking in trouble. Like,
Why can't it just be above ground?
A big pool.
How about that? How about like a big silo or a water tower?
Or what
no,
about
that
a
was
big
our neighbors
pool,
that would
sort
do
of
the
a hole
above
in the
ground. I always talk about it, getting an above ground pool solely for growing baby mosquitoes. That's what my old neighbors did.
Yeah, I'm breeding mosquitoes.
Yeah. I got different
man.
kinds. I got Zika mosquito.
I think about that a lot. I think about someone just breeding mosquitoes on purpose, and people notice in the neighborhood. They're like, it seems like it's a heavy mosquito season this year. It seems like they just keep coming and coming.
They don't bite me because I imprinted on them.
They're my,
I swam with them. I laid on them, and I felt like I was in the Red Sea, the way I can lay on all the larvae.
I got no room. I got no room on my arms for any more bites, so they have to go to somebody else.
Yeah, all the blood is gone.
I'm blood.
I don't have
all
blood.
these withered away forearms.
You guys are nasty. Can we talk about septic tanks and poop some more?
Yeah, we actually talk about eating it, but I will say that is the worst smelling doo-doo of my life, and I completely forgot that happened until now when we were talking about old poop and shit. You know, it's pretty cool.
When I was growing up, we had a lagoon.
Oh.
So you poop and then it goes in a tube into a big pit in like the woods behind our house.
Perfect.
And so when the wind was blowing a certain way, it would blow poo smell into the house. And there was like a fence around it, but was like a really old shitty fence that was very easy to get by. And once one of our dogs like just fucking jumped into it and then got stuck because it's like mucky like poop water. And
It's so gross.
My dad, as the man of the house, had to like jump in and save the fucking dog and like pull him out. At the time it just seemed normal because like that's what dad's supposed to do, is if something like this happens, he's the one that has to deal with it. But now that like I would be the dad in this situation, it must have been so fucking awful.
So heroic, you know?
Yeah, you just
like,
you don't
no
want that. You don't want
fanfare.
that ever.
How
How is it just a pool that's open?
I don't fucking know, man. Olden days shit.
Why don't they cover it?
I've done like gross outs during streams and shit before where I've said it, that nasty black mucky poopy smell when you're walking through a swamp that clearly has poop in it somehow, like that. Oh,
That's what liquid ass smells like.
yeah, exactly.
It's that
So
smell
fucking
of
gross.
fermentation.
I think it's yummy.
I
wonder.
Well, it tastes. That's a whole different argument.
You know what would be cool?
Whether it tastes good.
It would be cool if you open up an old septic tank and then you reach
It would be
in
cool.
and
End
all
of
the
story.
all the poop is just fossils and it's just like hard pieces of poop, just
There's
all
dinosaurs.
fossils. Yeah,
And there's a family living down
well,
there.
it's like crystallized. It's crystallized, but it's just like a poop emoji inside the crystal, and you pull it out, and you're
cool.
like, "Ooh, this is." I believe this is from 1963.
Break off a piece.
Just a little bite.
It's like being in chocolate land. It's like going into chocolate land in a dream, except it's not
halfway.
chocolate.
My last year at public school, we'd have show and tell like once a month. That was actually like the best day of the month, honestly. That was always fun, especially like because we were all Air Force kids, so we had cool shit from all over the world, from different places. Like
I
the
brought a helicopter.
the little blonde white girl would come in wearing like the traditional Turkish clothes, and she's like, "I did Turkish dancing." Like it was cool. And but this one kid, he came in one day with this little like Tupperware container. He's like, "This is all petrified poop." That was cool.
Oh.
It's just like the yellow dog shit.
That was like
The white
my
dog
initial
shit.
thought. I'm like, this is just gonna be this is gonna be a prank.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was cool. I think it was from some fucking one of those roadside attractions down in the desert somewhere. Probably
They
fake.
sell poop.
It's probably fake.
They paid money for that.
It's probably just fake.
if I'm gonna pay money for poop, I want new poop. I want fresh poop.
No,
I'm not paying for expired poop.
No,
you
that
want
doesn't
an
make sense.
antique.
You can
There's
make
more resale value.
Dog, you can make fresh poop. Why would you need to buy fresh poop when you? But
Well,
you
I can
can't
make old poop
No,
too
you
by
can't.
waiting.
Okay, but
Yes.
here's the thing. That's the same thing as saying like, oh, let me make like these
still make
beans.
fine wine.
Let me grow these plants, or let me go to the grocery store and buy this lettuce, these carrots there.
Well, by the time it gets to the grocery store, it's like 2 months old.
Loses 20% of its value as soon as you take it off the lot.
I
as
got
soon as
Aldi
it comes
poop.
out of the cone. Oh yeah.
I got Aldi poop. It's okay. It's just cheaper.
Did you know poop is actually blue before it touches oxygen? It comes out of your body. Yeah, if you open up your ass.
Ew. having someone over for lunch and you take out, it looks like sausage, but they look closer and it's just like stringy dog poop and you're cutting it. It's all sectioned like sausage.
Coming over to your
Gross.
I wish poop had casings.
coming to your friend's house and he's on
Mine
the
does.
toilet, just cutting poop out of his butt.
Yeah, I put
Come
straight
on
into a
in, dude.
condom to keep it fresh for longer.
Yeah, I poop,
Oh,
I
yeah.
poop perfect links. It's like anal beads. I pull
Well,
'em
that,
out.
if you poop into a condom, then you can throw it away in the trash and then save money on your water bill because then you never have to flush.
True.
Mm.
Wait, how do you get rid of the condom?
You throw it in the trash in a condom. Like you just toss it in the trash.
The trash?
Yeah, the trash. Oh, you don't have trash in your house?
You're not gonna
You don't
flush
have-
it?
You don't have trash cans in your
Dude,
house?
I'm not
Why would I
carrying
flush
that-
it?
I'm not
I'm
carrying
trying
that-
to save money. I'm
Tom,
trying
the
to
guy
save
with no-
money.
The guy with no trash in his bathroom. I'm not carrying a poop-filled condom onto the kitchen.
Look, it's so embarrassing, dude.
Put it
We
in the
have a
tub.
trash. It's called the toilet.
Yeah.
Well, then
Oh
why
my
are you
God.
When the
using
cat's litter
condom?
box is full, you pour it down there,
Alex,
you flush
there are
it
people that
7
fucking think
times.
that, man. I know.
Oh, for sure.
I
Yeah,
knew
it's, like,
somebody
it's a
that-
good punishment for landlords. They deserve it.
I knew somebody that fucked their first apartment up because they kept flushing Q-tips. What are you doing?
Yeah, Q-tip.
Just throw them away.
It doesn't even look like you can flush it.
Like, okay, let me go. Like get like sticks from outside and flush
I don't
them.
get that thinking. That's like spilling Q-tips and being like, let me get the vacuum.
Some of them, like the part in the middle, the stick is paper, so that would maybe break down. But a lot of them are plastic.
Yeah.
And if it's plastic, it's gonna make a rat king of those things. Like you.
Well,
Yeah, no
even-
matter
even
what,
the
it
paper,
might
it's
make it
just-
to a certain point, but then it's gonna go, and then the other one's gonna
Yeah,
go,
the paper's gonna clog it too.
Yeah,
'cause
but
it's
then
hard.
they're gonna do this, and then another one's gonna cross and do this, and eventually it's gonna look like fucking
Yeah,
this.
it's like a beaver dam. It's exactly like a beaver
Oh,
dam.
the beavers are invading
It's
my
gonna be like
neighborhood.
beavers.
What was that game called? Splunker, where you pull out the tubes to try to get
Yeah.
the balls. That's what you're gonna have to do with
Splunk.
turds. Splunk. Yeah, you pull out the little rods one by one until the turds start going through it, and then you win.
Not if you have diarrhea all the time, then you're safe.
Oh,
I guess the
that's-
logic is like,
Jeff
have you
Number
pooped
style.
out? If you accidentally swallowed a Q-tip and you pooped it out, you'd probably be able to flush that, right?
I think I would.
Yeah, I
would
mean, if it's encased
probably-
within it, probably less things to get caught
I guess
on.
if it was one, I would maybe,
Well-
depending on how I was feeling. But
How do you accidentally swallow Q-tip?
maybe I would get a bunch of toilet paper and try to pick it out because
Aren't those mostly like plastic now for the stick instead of like paper stick?
Yeah, a lot of the time it's plastic. So
Well, then it's safe
never
to
gonna break
flush
down.
because
No, I'm
it's
just saying.
going straight to the
I'm
ocean.
just saying, like
it doesn't have any fat in it, so it's not going to make one of those things.
I would say back in the day when if it was paper, I would flush those for sure. I was kidding, but the old one would get kind of softened by your digestion. The new ones would just kind of really hurt.
It would probably
coming out.
break down. Yeah, the paper ones
It
would
would
break down.
pierce
in
your
stomach.
intestine. I don't think you wouldn't shit it out.
Oh, you would not
Mine-
pierce your
the
it'd be fine
plastic
in
thing. I
mine.
think you would be in the emergency
It would
room.
make it through my
You could poop
intestine.
it out.
You could poop it out.
I dare one of our listeners
Alex,
to
it would
poop
get
Alex
stuck.
Well, pooping it out isn't really the problem. Like pooping it out would be. It's just getting it through your throat and all the. I don't think it would make it.
It would actually get
somewhere.
stuck somewhere, like right at the exit, like one of those stability posts they use in the mines, and you'd start poop. All your turds now would look identical,
Cut in
but
half.
cut in half. Yeah, it'd all get cut on the Q-tip.
Oh, that would be awesome.
poo
But
tip.
eventually it would bend. The beam wouldn't be able to support the load.
Not necessarily. Some
You're
people
sitting
just
there one
only
day-
shit water.
You're sitting there one day and you just feel like a little clap, and it goes. Wow, that was like just a natural whoopee cushion. Pretty cool.
You would have to increase your fiber so you could bend easier.
All right, guys.
like, if
20
you're
minutes
just-
over. That's first segment sponsored by
Poop Talk.
Poop and Shit. Check it
We're
out.
sponsored by Dude Wipes, which you can flush and you should. You can and should flush them.
Yep.
I don't even use them. I just flush 2 or 3 of them because you can.
Well,
Keep telling people on
let's
our
make a
stream and our
list.
podcast to flush your baby wipes because cities make a lot of money getting rid of fatbergs and posting about it.
Yeah,
let's make
what
a
do my
list
fucking
about-
taxes pay for? If
Let's
not
make
these
a
sewers?
list of things safe to flush down the toilet. So tampons, baby
Diapers.
wipes, dude wipes,
Tooth
cat
floss.
litter, tooth floss, the plastic ones, those little picks.
Yeah, fuck
bars
it.
of soap that you don't want.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's
Old
fine.
shampoo bottles.
When I worked at a diner and we had like leftover soup that was like no longer good, we had to pour that into the toilet.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's
Ooh,
like diarrhea consistency, right?
Yeah, it's basically throw up.
I'm gagging right now thinking about Scotty hawking this giant loogie into his toilet, then having to plunge it.
Hawking a loogie into the toilet with a farmer's store and then walking out of the bathroom and it's still connected.
Clogging the toilet, this big flaming loogie. It's just getting the water's resisting.
It's so sticky
It's
that
like
he's
a
like,
big thing of oil.
it's so sticky that he gets clothesline trying to walk away.
Stupid.
He falls
Like, it
backwards.
doesn't even make sense. It's like flubber.
Yeah, it has magical properties.
It's just risen up on top on the level.
Scotty has a little,
you know what?
Scotty's a little flubber guy
Maybe.
when somebody really stinks.
Oh, I would love for him to blow his nose into my penis.
Ew. Oh my god.
How would you get off doing that? That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
Well, there would be some boogers inside my penis.
Inside your penis? You want boogers inside your penis?
Well, not anyone's boogers, just his.
Yeah, I
It
know.
has to
but
be a
like-
really old guy.
Hey, I saw someone, speaking of inside your penis, I saw someone that reminded of our boy Aaron Jackson. You know how he doesn't know how the anatomy works?
Sure.
I saw
Yeah,
a
the
thread
clit
of,
is a hole.
I saw a thread of girls. This is a long time ago. I should remember to save it. But they were like just comparing like how many guys do that and say like I want to be deep inside your clit, basically like trying to sex them, and the girls puts a bunch of question marks. Like there's a lot of guys that don't know what it is. It's kind of awesome. It's really funny to me.
it's,
Like
you know, if you break it down like this, right? So let's talk about the vagina. It's you've got the flaps, you've got the
All right.
clit, you've got the hole.
You've got the clit, and then you've got one hole that pee comes out of.
Yeah, absolutely.
it all comes out.
It's right underneath the belly button, right where your penis
Right,
would be.
exactly. The mons pubis.
It points
right?
straight out. So if you're standing up, it's going to be exactly perpendicular to your spine.
I think it was like a South Park reference or joke or something from when I was like 13 or 14, where it was like a joke about like how men could never find the clitoris. And I would be like, nope, that's not going to be me. And I just start watching porno.
See, I found it. It's like Where's Waldo? That's
right
adult
there.
Where's Waldo.
It's right
I wonder
there.
I wonder what did popularize that as like the thing to talk about, because that was so huge forever back.
Yeah,
like,
it's
It's
turn of
pretty
the
easy to
millennium.
find. It's right there.
Yeah,
I,
it's-
I imagine it's probably like women's lived experience
Yeah.
that
No.
that
No, well,
informs
hold on.
that
No, let's
prejudice.
erase that. Let's erase that. Yeah.
Probably a lot of drunk guys in the dark. That kind of
Yeah.
skews it.
Just fucking mashing the palm of their hand in there.
No, I
Well, that's
they don't
the-
know what's
okay.
going on.
I all I have to do is think about like a guy like fucking Vlogs who's actually fucked recently. Like that,
Mhm.
he doesn't know what's going on. He's the kind of guy where he just fucking does the general like hand like rub in that
Well,
area, like. Ooh,
I can
He's
tell
the
you-
kind of guy
Yeah.
who
I can tell-
rubs on
Well,
the
in
Sam-
clit.
his-
Sam,
in
that's
his
my belly button.
In his defense,
Yeah.
his last situationship. Okay, you might not know what's going on. Okay,
Yeah, there's
My-
another update.
my guess
but
is-
by the time this comes out, they're going to be back together again. But they fucking
Yeah,
broke
every
up
time we do an
again.
episode, it's like, oh, they broke up and
Yeah.
got back together and broke up and got back together.
My idea of Vlogs is like move in the bedroom is getting on top, and he sort of just gyrates his hips and waits for her to put it inside of her. Or he's just like kind of just bumping into her.
I didn't even think about it that far. Well, I
Mhm.
won't.
Not,
Yeah, he's got
now
bad
you will.
dexterity.
He becomes the cum punk. That's his persona.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But yes, they did break up, and he's working out again. He's getting
Yeah,
high.
she did it to him in the nicest way possible. Like, I'm just not ready for a relationship. It's me, not you.
Mhm.
And she's definitely ready for a relationship because she was engaged to someone like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, it's people who have to be in a relationship.
Vlogs got a text from his friend that was like, dude, now that you broke up with her again, I can tell you, but I was on Tinder 2 nights ago and look who was on there, and it was her. So she was just trying to let him down easy by saying it's not me, it's you, but she was obviously like, still looking. But Vlogs saw that text now and was like, she fucking cheated on me. What a
Yeah.
Yeah,
bitch.
there's
She
just no
broke
way
my
to have
fucking
him not
heart.
be like an asshole and be like, oh, this fucking bitch. She didn't like fucking drinking warm orange soda in my basement and listening to me complain about how my mom doesn't cook for me.
He
What a
also
fucking bitch.
He had a post where he was like, "Oh, I just took my my bipolar meds and I'm feeling high."
Yeah, that's so badass, dude. Shut the fuck up.
What? When she first broke up with him, what was that thing that he posted in all caps about like
adrenaline leaves my soul?
Yeah.
Some Cody Rhodes thing he misquoted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's funnier because it's like kind of like a unique quote to him because he misquoted it. So it's just adrenaline leaves my soul in caps.
Such an epic life he has in his basement.
I just why does he keep posting himself shirtless?
Because he's hot.
Because he dated a girl who's like 3 times his size, and
yeah,
he got to be the hot guy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe he's sponsored by fucking
Dubby?
By Dub Sludge.
Dub
Sludge. I don't think we talked about it we didn't talk about it on the podcast. We talked about it on the stream. But he's sponsored by some G Fuel ripoff that gives anybody a promo code, and it's called Dubby. And their original flavor is called Dub Sludge. It's like something we came up with. It's so unappetizing. It's so fucking gross. And it's not even sludge. It's either powder or it's a drink. If it's sludge, you didn't put in enough water. It shouldn't be sludge at any point.
He doesn't even have a link to fucking buy Dub Sludge on his post that's pinned to his profile.
Yeah, he's stupid. Remember.
They might as well not give him the promo code. Like, his promo code might not work. It wouldn't really matter either way, because no one's using it. Just like his Fortnite creator code. Like, he could be making that up. He could be making it up that he has a creator code.
I think he's making up
Who's
Dub
ever
Sludge.
going to find out?
I think he's making up Dub Sludge energy.
Oh, it's
not
real.
real.
I would buy it as a joke if it wasn't $40 for 30 servings.
We should get sponsored by him.
It's like the same price as just going to CVS and getting energy drinks. Except you have to make it and do extra dishes.
I mean, I like some of them because they're just nice as like a pre-workout.
Yeah, like I don't mind
Rogue
pre-workouts.
Energy.
Just,
I like Rogue Energy. All right, shipping. Add to cart.
it's kind of an inefficient way to buy it.
Check out. Where do we put the coupon code? Discount code. Let's try.
Plus, I already have a huge thing of caffeine pills and vitamins and all that shit.
Yeah.
Discount
caffeine
code,
pills, gummy vitamins. There you go. That's it.
Discount code Vlogs and Harley.
Hey, it works. You save $4 or $3.99.
Nice.
Excuse me,
With
$3.99.
Code what? WFYM.
Yeah,
So 36
Vlogs
for 30 servings.
IWC.
Oh, Vlogs IWC.
Yeah, but then that doesn't even cover shipping. So
Well, it's better than nothing.
yeah, I guess you're right.
I
don't know. A lot of that stuff is Dubby Fruit. So this is the Jitterless Energy Blend, Pushing Punch, Dubby Fruit Punch, and Lemon Lime Blend. Just seems like too many flavors.
What is jitterless? What does that mean?
I assume they don't make it like the high intensity pre-workout like a Mr. Hyde where it has like all the niacin shit in it. So it you drink it and you just like shake if you don't actually go work out and like do an intense workout.
Well, it was like I was saying on stream last night when I was like 21 and I took one more rep, 1 MR, which was eventually banned. And I think like a full scoop of that was 700 milligrams of caffeine, which is way too much.
Yeah, that's like what Andre the Giant should take
that's
before wrestling.
jittery. And the reason I bring that up again is a UFC fighter got a 6-month suspension for just taking that pre-workout because there were like hidden banned substances in it. So you never really know these companies, right? Unless they're like advertising that it's safe for athletes. It's there's a chance that there's some ephedrine or something else
in there that's gonna flag.
It would be cool if Dub Sludge was just trucker speed.
It'd be awesome.
It's mislabeled.
This shit really works.
I would buy
for
it.
you.
Have you ever tried it before? I've always wanted to, but I was afraid of
What,
it.
trucker speed
Yeah.
or Dub Sludge?
Those are just
the trucker
greenies.
the trucker speed pills.
Oh, like the gas station
Yeah,
shit?
yeah, the gas station shit. Have you guys ever tried any of those?
No,
I haven't. I'm
No.
just
I
curious.
think I've drank the energy drink equivalent, those fucking Family Dollar ones called Stinger 57 or whatever. They're on the little shiny cans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Those make your stomach hurt.
I lay down and after drinking those, I lay down outside and talk to God.
I've seen those and like I would have done that 5 years ago. I would have bought one because I thought it was funny and like drank it and then suffer. But now
Now you're a father.
Now it's
even
buzzballs
then-
for you.
I don't like feeling bad.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm
I
smart
like
enough,
energy drinks, but I don't want to feel bad.
and I've poisoned myself long enough because it's like, well, that's funny to me. So now I'm just like, I can't do that anymore. I can't just keep poisoning myself. It catches up to you, especially as you get to your 30s.
It reminds me of being a teen and buying the cocaine energy drink.
Oh, yeah.
And it fucking burns with every sip because it was like cinnamon flavored and was just so much caffeine.
Yeah, it feels like shit when you have too much caffeine. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
feel bad.
I would sit
You
there
just
and
have
grab
a
my
headache.
chest and be like, this is awesome.
Oh, like I remember having one of those huge rock stars that looked like a battery
Oh,
and
yeah.
drinking most of it and just being like, oh,
Dude, the Monster
no.
BFCs were the shit.
The NOS, man, I know so many
just
people
don't
that were
need
just
that much.
addicted to
No.
NOS, and like they drank like 3 or 4 of them.
Ew. Nas were so
Jesus
L to me. I
Christ.
hated
Yeah.
those.
What do you need all that energy
Tastes like
for?
shit.
For sitting down and
For
doing nothing.
sitting. Like it's diminishing returns. It's hurting your performance after a certain point because you're just sick and you have a headache.
Well, you just
Some
get
of the older
tired.
energy drink flavors were so fucking bad to me. Like the first iteration of the Blue Monster.
All monsters except for the ultra ones to me are so bad.
It was like drinking. It tastes like drinking what you would want washer fluid to taste like.
All the
Yeah, it's
original.
good. It's
Tasted
good as
blue
fuck,
and
dude.
chemically. It made you be like, woo.
I think that's why, to me, that's why Red Bull took off as like, oh, this is like the #1 energy drink because their basic flavor tasted the least chemical
Yeah.
out of like Rockstar and Monster. And like you looked at those and you're just like, oh, these are complete ass. I do not want to take a sip of this. And you're like, oh, Red Bull's like,
Yeah, it's 'cause
hey, that's not too bad. You can kind of cover it up a little bit.
Didn't Red Bull base it on that Thai drink? Like the original
Yeah.
Red Bull, so it was just
Mhm.
like way more mild of a taste than like what all the American dumb fucks were doing. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't so like in your face.
but
Like Rip It's
it's not.
Rip It's
not.
are like
Nuh-uh.
Does has always done the trick for me.
What's that, the Red
and
Bull?
always will continue to. Yep, that's
Monster Ultra Strawberry Dreams.
That's a good one.
Bet.
I don't drink Red Bull as a energy drink anymore because it reminds me of vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the flavored ones are nice. But Red Bull
OG, baby.
has some
Don't tell me. I don't want to
nerve.
hear this stuff.
They
dude. I
have
don't,
some fucking nerve for charging so much for a little can.
Yeah,
like
it's smaller than
120.
Monster.
That's true.
Yeah,
There is
well,
a big one, but it's still more expensive.
But you don't really need anything bigger than that if you're being honest with yourself.
Oh, you don't.
But you do, as an American, want to get your value out of how much liquid you're buying
I don't
at
know.
the gas station.
The little Red Bull has, I think, 90, which is really not that much for an energy drink.
No, I mean, if you're being honest with yourself from like what doctors would say and shit, if
Mhm.
they're trying to go by like guidelines. Come on. No,
Yeah, they would
none
tell
of
you
us-
to get the smallest can.
Yeah, but we all.
Boo.
If you've ever known a doctor, you know they're the ones that are pushing all those red lines. Quite literally drinking red lines to stay up at
Mhm.
night.
Yeah, I want to see what the
Residency.
doctors are doing.
Yeah,
They're drinking Bang
I wanna
Energy.
see- like, what's
Go
in
hang
your
out with a
fridge at home?
doctor that's fucking working at 24 while they're in residency. I'm sure they're.
Yeah, that's the
Definitely
thing.
not
Like,
drinking any
It's what we talked, like Andrew and I
caffeine.
would talk about it all the time, and it's like he would drink, like when he was working in the hospital, especially in COVID, like they would just mainline Bang Energy because it gets you moving, and it's like
Tom,
gets
we're
you
still in COVID,
jittery.
please.
Oh, that's well during the real strict COVID at hospitals.
I remember there was a TikTok of a nurse who was chugging a whole Bang in like 4 seconds before her shift.
Yeah, because you just are on
Oh.
your feet all day long and just
Yeah.
moving back and forth. People are dying left and right, and you have no time
Yeah.
to just like.
You don't want to let someone die.
I time traveled yesterday. Speaking of COVID, I wanted to see. Do you guys remember the? There was the subreddit, and they eventually got banned, and they made it a website for the Donald
Yeah.
Trump redditors, and then they got banned. They got banned really early on, and they had the Donald for like basically all of Trump's presidency as like their main place. Then I think the Donald shut down after Jan 6,
Mhm.
and now they're at Patriot.win. And I went on Patriot.
Yeah, they keep making new.
I went on
Reddits.
Patriot.win the other day, and it was like, it was like looking at fucking that one, the Brogadishu guy's fuck. It's like his DMs. It's just all of them complaining about people on Twitter complaining about COVID, like mask people or like people that are really like, they'll talk about it every day and make threads about it and blah blah blah, and they're just like dunking on them. Like, you guys are so cool over here.
Those places are funny because they're kind of a mix of the old QAnon people who think Trump is going to come back and then younger alt-right people who are like, Trump's a puppet of the Zog, right?
Yeah, I was about to say Patriot.win.
Enjoy
does
your
have, like,
goy slop.
It feels like you're on Boomer Facebook, then all of a sudden somebody will just use the F slur or the N word like every other word in their post. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot where I was.
Yeah, it's like an alt-right kid arguing with his dad, who's a regular conservative. Like, that's the conversation that goes on all day.
It is, but they're like probably guys that are the same age.
It's like, no, Dad, it's fucking gay to watch sports because it's black guys. Why are you watching black guys? He's like, what? So what are they telling you on that damn computer?
On Patriot.win, there was two people arguing about what was they call it, the Israel-Hamas war, and this one guy's like, rats versus roaches. I don't care who wins. Like something fucked up like that. And this other guy responds with like,
oh, I got rats.
He's like, you cool feel saying that, edgelord? Never gonna care about nothing in your life. This is why the government's fucking you and me and everyone else in the ass. Just basically being like, you don't care about anything, and that's why you're fucking useless. And he's right. Yeah. He's actually right, but he's like doing it in the way we're like, they're replacing us. You don't see what's going on. Like, are any of you normal?
Yeah. And all those people are not having kids.
No.
They're always, it's all these guys that are talking about the white birth rate all day long. Well, I don't see you fucking.
I'm on there right now, patriots.win, and they're discussing Aaron Bushnell, the guy who self-immolated yesterday.
RP.
And really measured responses, as you'd imagine. So 45 Forever 2024 says he was a day away from wearing a dress. That is what the military does to people. And then Convergence Man replies, the ideology is so extreme that the witches are burning themselves at the stake. Salem Puritanism doesn't hold a candle to modern leftist lunacy. And then
that's true.
Someone
I'm always saying
that. Keck.
Keck. That was me.
Man. Well, you'd think there would be people on there being like, it's good he burned himself to get rid of Jews.
No, there literally were people that were saying that. Like, that's what I was saying.
You gotta have a few of those.
It's like being a Jake Shields Twitter DM. You can't. There's no one in there to agree with. Everyone in there will say something where you're like, you have me in the first half. You get to the end of the post, you're like, Jesus fuck.
It is so strange.
Normal.
Like, no one can decide what Israel represents. Whether it represents like Western civilization and classical values and all that shit, or it represents gayness and putting litter boxes in schools and shit.
I'm pretty sure that I said it on a podcast right after even October 7th, but I said this has been a very trying time for racist 4chan guys. They do not know who to...
It's so hard to understand.
Yeah. They're not sure who's right and who's wrong. Ultimately, though, with 4chan, anything that's not Jewish is fine with them. They don't mean it, though. Right?
Thanks a lot, South Park.
Yeah, they probably like Jewish guys. They probably like Seinfeld and shit.
Hold on, I'll do like a 2017 Twitter journalist thing. Oh, very well-meaning folks, though, huh? That's a good one. Kofifi. I love seeing people that you guys know that I send you that shit. When I find people with legitimate Trump derangement syndrome, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
There was that guy who had the picture of the dog where it looks like he's fucking the dog, and he said some horrible Zionist shit. And every single one of those guys has a children's book. They have a children's book about Orange Mussolini.
Liberal lecture, RIP.
Oh man,
you should be sterilized if you buy that book for your kids. Like, you better not have another one.
That was like the whole like theme of YKS for like 2-3 years, is just like they would have different guys. They had to like put a stop to it because every week it was just like, here's a guy making a new Donald Trump children's book about how bad he is. And it's like, all right, that's enough. Like, how many can you make?
Then you got to think about, though, there's even worse. There's a market of like liberal cat turd types that are buying those books and giving it to their grandkids. Like, you're giving it to your grandkid that wasn't even alive at this point when Trump was president.
And Cat Turd has his own book. Cat Turd has a pro-Trump version of it where it's like with a Mr. Trumpy man, and he's a superhero and he saves America. And I just cannot imagine being one of those kids and getting that shitty fucking book. Do you have like a book about SpongeBob or something? I really don't care about James Comey, Grandpa. I don't want to read about James Comey and Kofifi.
Can you, like, literally, can you imagine being like a 4 or 5-year-old getting a book about Trump? You'd be like, what the fuck is this shit? I don't give a fuck about this guy.
I wish that happened when I was that age. Like, I got a picture book about Bill Clinton getting his dick sucked.
Well, that'd be different. That's different.
That would be cool.
That's really fucking cool.
I learned about Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky thing by reading a joke book or like the joke section of like a magazine. And there was some joke about, it was really hard to parse because didn't quite know I knew what cum was, but I didn't know the word for it. I just kind of knew there was something that happened between adults during sex. I was like 8 or 9, but I was trying to like understand the punchline, and it was Monica Lewinsky brought her dress to the dry cleaners and wanted to get it washed, and the dry cleaner said, she said, I'm gonna need this by Tuesday, and the dry cleaner said, come again, and she said, nope, mustard this time. And I was trying to figure out what the fuck that meant for like probably 2 days straight without asking an adult. And then I did.
I think because we only had one TV channel when that shit was happening, and so like I just saw all of This Hour Is 22 Minutes and Royal Canadian Air Farce like lampooning it later on at night, so I just like kind of innately knew all of it. But there was one time I got kicked out of. It's called San Francisco. I don't know. It was a store, not the city.
I was about to say, I've heard of it.
It was like Canadian Spencer's Gifts. But they, unlike Spencer, does Spencer's Gifts sell dildos?
Oh yeah,
because because San Francisco.
At least they did it at one point. I don't know if they do still, but they did the adult room where you had to walk to the other side of the store to see it.
Yeah, and so I was like at the mall, and I'm like 7 or 8, and I'm just like looking around there, like looking at whoopee cushions and stuff. And I keep wandering. And I like call out to my mom or dad and be like, hey, look, this penis has a picture of Bill Clinton on it. And they're just selling like a dildo that had Bill Clinton's face on it. Yeah. And the customer service rep got pissed off and kicked me out of the store. Probably justified.
Well, they're the ones selling it.
Yeah.
It's their merchandise. You can't describe their merchandise.
No, that's fine. They were saving your parents a headache from you walking around with a penis toy and some other parent being like, "What the fuck?"
Can you still buy that dildo?
You can't be the dildo, or you can't be the whoopee cushion store and then be surprised when a kid like wanders to the dildo section.
Alex, don't even try to find it. You're only gonna find Bill Clinton's ass mold, 22-pound ass mold that I found.
I see that there's one where the dickhead is his face.
Awesome.
No, this was like, as I recall, it was just like a normal looking dildo, probably with a suction cup on the end, and then his face was just like printed on like the shaft, like on the underside of the shaft.
I worked at that factory.
Oh, that sucks.
I had to paint them. Oh, that's awesome though.
I found one that's really realistic looking.
Let's see it.
The day
Oh, that's nice. I want to fuck a football with that Bill Clinton dildo.
No.
Yeah, I'd love to practice with it.
I love that.
That looks like a bong. It looks like it's got a little bowl in the bottom of it or something.
I want him inside Danny Daniels.
On the left
I've talked about the day the mall in Guam opened. It was our luck that we lived there when the big mall opened, where you could park on the roof and shit. It's by the airport, and we went to like the grand opening week, and it was packed every day, of course. And it was a bittersweet day for me. It was bitter because that was the day I got my shoelace caught in the escalator and my leg ripped up from getting pulled onto it.
Damn.
That was fine. Just a little scrape. And I didn't want to leave the mall. We had just gotten there, so even though it was like the sort of bleeding where you weren't really bleeding. It was like if you got road rash falling off your bike, where it was just bloody but not bleeding. So I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Let's just
It's
keep
not
going.
Band-Aid worthy.
Yeah. I was like, I'm good. And I'm glad I did that because like 20 minutes after it happened, my brothers and I found these pens, the kind where you tip them over and the women's clothes come off.
Oh yeah!
My God.
Oh yeah! And my dad was like, "Hey, quit!" And he's like, "These are awesome!" And he bought. I'm
retweeting all the cat turd people who bought his hat, and there's this guy who I just retweeted, and his hat says "Not my pedophile," and then under the brim says "Fuck Biden."
That's awesome, man.
And
I'm glad that there are other people who have merch that's as weird as ours.
And like, but you can't,
because you might say like it's hard to explain our merch. It's like, well, it's this guy online who's really stinky and he drives a bus.
I'm just
and
trying to.
He burps and farts, but it's like that's probably less embarrassing than explaining your pedophile hat.
Well,
that's from Cat
that
Turd.
says "Not my pedophile."
It says the word pedophile on it, and it's made by Cat
And you
Turd.
can't see because you're walking around and you're like not looking under his hat. I know, man. He rocks.
You shouldn't.
I love
the word
him.
pedophile shouldn't be on your shirt.
No.
Or your hat or anything. Don't wear that word.
I need to see what his neck tattoo says.
It says I'm
It
not
says
a
not my pedophile. Fuck Biden.
I would read his hat like Zoomer talk. Not me going to McDonald's breakfast again. Not my pedophile.
Not my dumbass. Not my dumbass sniffing a girl's hair on TV.
Not my pedophile
But it also
sniffing a girl again.
like if you asked him to explain it, he'd be like, "Well, that's not my pedophile." And it's like, so the other pedophile president was like, "That's your guy."
Yeah,
You
that
like
doesn't
him?
that doesn't make sense. Not my
No.
president makes sense because there's another president you
Yeah.
would prefer. I would prefer no pedophiles.
No.
I don't
This
have a
guy-
pedophile.
This
I don't
guy
want-
would prefer another pedophile.
Yeah, he would prefer a different pedophile.
Alex's hat would say not no pedophile.
Whatever happened to Dennis Hastert? Dennis Hastert, he was a respectful pedophile.
Whoa, come on now.
Yeah, he's got another flat brim. It's like a flat brim that he
Whoa.
like curls up even more.
His shirt says smut on it.
He
Why
looks
does
like
his shirt
White
say
Big
smut?
Dave.
It kind of does.
His neck tattoo definitely says fuck.
It's the
Because
kind
I
of
can see F-U.
yeah.
it's the kind of hat brim that you see on 42-year-olds at hardcore shows.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. That's a really
It's
good
so
comparison.
weird.
He
It's
is
another thing where I
a
don't-
hardcore guy.
I don't get the point of being a conservative. If
No.
you're wearing shit if you have fuck tattooed on your neck and you're wearing a shirt that says fuck Biden and porch honk, like
Or FUD.
It's FUBU.
those are people where if you showed a picture to that guy, to the average cat turd fan, they would be like, look at this fucking lib. Like if you couldn't see what was on his hat, they would be like, oh, this is a fucking welfare leech fucking lib. Probably.
Why is he holding his baby like he caught it?
Someone threw it to him.
God, it's so fucked up. He has a shirt that's like the Pabst logo, but it says pure white trash. He's holding the baby wrong. He's got another flat brim that says white boy.
It's like in the Red Sox font almost. White boy.
Oh my
Fucking
god,
weird.
he's so
That guy's
fucking
buying
cool.
too much merch.
He's making those hats.
His neck tattoo looks like it says FUD when you can't read.
I think it
It
says
does say
FUD.
FUD. I think it
Yeah,
says
because
FUD.
It's got to be something
Oh, it
because
probably stands for fucked up dipshit.
the U is in the middle, so it's got to be a 3-letter word.
Yeah.
That was a prison gang. They ate really spicy foods. They were the fucked up dipshits. The FUDs.
The fuck gang.
It could say fun.
Don't
Oh,
FUD my
shit.
coin.
Shit, the
Be a
FUDs are
big
coming. They're gonna touch
fun.
our clothes with their gross, cheesy fingers.
Man, it does say FUD.
Don't
Why
FUD
does it say
Hex and
FUD?
don't FUD Zan.
What are you? Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, it could be like FUO. I don't know.
Fucked up upon delivery.
So the doctor
Fuck off
said.
and die.
Fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Oh,
Okay.
It's generally a strategy to influence perception by disseminating negative and dubious or false information.
interesting.
I would like if cat turd. Yeah, FUD. It's like the It's what the crypto people always say. It's like anytime you question it at all,
Is
if
that
you don't
what
just
this guy
mindlessly
means,
accept
though?
it, they say fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's definitely not what's on his neck. But that is what FUD is in most people's minds. I was going to say, Cat Turd should have a mold of his ass that he sells, because I'm tired of driving down there.
And fucking him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Plus, it would be nice if I could make sure it's clean. Like I could just check and see if it's clean, because I can't trust him to.
Yeah, to actually wash his ass out.
You pull it
when you
out and
fuck
it's
it.
blue, and then once it touches oxygen, it's
Yeah.
brown. So,
Yep, that's
Well,
my
you don't
cat
s-
turd.
did you guys know washer fluid is actually only blue until it touches oxygen?
Yeah,
Then it becomes
tastes-
clear.
It
Just like
tastes
shit.
Blue Monster, I heard.
That's why you
Blue
can't see the
monster.
blue when you're turning on the washer.
That's what they call me, the blue monster.
The blue monster. They call me the white
When I'm
monster.
holding my breath, I'm the blue monster.
Alex, all day I've been saying to myself, it'd be an all-time stepmom fantasy.
Ultimate stepmom fantasy. Oh yeah, we had some horrible conversation.
Yeah, because I said one of the worst things I ever said on Discord this week, according to our Discord, is one of my most like nasty reacted to posts. And all I said was simply, as we know, our friend Fat, he is in the hospital right now with sepsis, not doing well, not being a nice guy about it either, trying to escape.
Yeah, they had to force him to not leave.
They had to FUD him to the wall.
They had to fight
Anyway,
him.
I said if he passes away, his son CJ is going to get Amanda, his wife, pregnant, who's not his biological mom. And they're going to have a kid.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like the end of the Terrys with this ethereal music playing, and the baby's going to be wearing an Avalanche onesie and hat. And
It's the ultimate stepmom fantasy.
Mother and father.
and I said that, and Alex goes, it'd be the ultimate stepmom fantasy. I lost my fucking shit. I've been singing to myself all day now. It'd be the ultimate stepmom fantasy. So gross.
And then right after that, Outlaw was streaming himself playing the end of Final Fantasy 16,
Oh, nice. You beat it.
where you're fighting Ultima, And I
This is
kept
Ultima
thinking,
Stepmom Fantasy.
Ultima Stepmom Final Fantasy.
So stupid. So yeah, pretty productive night for us.
A lot of cool things happening.
It is fucked up because he is clearly into older women.
I mean, he's getting catfished and tricked and kidnapped by older women.
No, I'm just laughing about thinking about how it's fat he's problem, not her smoking all those cigs while she's like got other shit wrong where she shouldn't be smoking to try to get pregnant. But it's his sperm's fault, his guppy.
Yeah, like it was more her fault than anyone's.
Well,
because he has a kid.
Yeah, but
he has a kid. So
I don't know. I think it's a mutual fault.
Yeah, I think they're both they both lost the ability to have children many years ago from res cigarettes.
CJ has his own catfish stepfather fantasy.
Man, God damn it.
It's fucked up so many of those people just died. There's going to have to be a new generation of StreamYard.
They were all my friends.
A lot of them are either dying or they had falling outs with each other or they kind of quit the internet.
You know, I think it's really tough. Like 39 is such a long life.
Yeah.
It's like when you're pushing 40, it's hard to not. It sucks. Like when your mother-in-law has to come visit you in the hospital and they're going to send you to home hospice soon.
Oh, God, dude.
Your elderly parents can take care of you in your hospice care.
These leg wounds, man, they're terrible. They're hereditary. There's no way to prevent it. There's nothing you can do.
We got to redo the Jim Carroll Band song, Alex, for people who died with all of the fucking freaks. It'd be really good.
Well, what song is that?
The one that's like, Teddy sniffing glue, he was 12 years old, fell off the roof on East 29. But the chorus, when he's just going, these are people who died. And at the end of it, he just goes, they were all my friends. They just died. We can do that about every single freak. You ever heard that
once
song?
AAP falls into the hole he dug.
His house explodes.
Apparently they have cows, but they still haven't got their internet set up. That's the weirdest thing. I still don't, because like they used to stream every day, all day, and it would just be them saying, yeah, hell yeah, man, reading out chat.
Alex, do you know where that song is
from? Then they
from?
moved. Oh, what is it?
Jim Carroll did that song with Pearl Jam for the Basketball Diaries soundtrack.
Oh.
Damn. Was
like
that in 94?
They redid it. Something like that. Great song, though. It was used in Suicide Squad, too, so Aaron probably knows it as well. Just saying anything Star Wars, Marvel, DC is just Aaron.
AAP did this one stream in like 2 months. And they did an intro screen for like 8 minutes, and then they went live. Their cam was frozen. They were like, "Oh shit! Oh sorry everybody. Hold on, we got to figure this out." And then they just went live, and they haven't been live for like a month. And that's their only job. They don't have jobs, so
it would have worked, except he insisted on having a GIF for the background, so it was lagging their whole shit.
Oh, that's the best.
Because they've just got this old laptop. It's so frustrating. That's the one thing they won't invest in or spend any time in. They're like, all right, everybody, we're building a really big hole in the yard. We're going to cut down the neighbor's
I'm sorry,
trees.
Alex. I don't think you're selling it enough. You gotta say,
what's up, everybody? We got all the 14 kids outside. They're digging a big hole. What's up? Grave diggers and mosquitoes. Good to see you, brother.
We're trying to dig a tunnel underneath the neighbor's yard like Hamas.
Marty's Mosquito Farm. What's up, brother? Happy to see you in chat. That's my neighbor, y'all.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful. I love that these people have a sense of community together and they're really supporting each other when they do the follow for follow, and it gets somewhere and it grows their channel, and we need to do that every day. We need to grow the channel.
I think I'm just jealous.
I was laughing my ass off thinking about a Kit Boga video coming out, and they're like, this father and his 6 sons were trying to scam me from Michigan, and I found their call center, and it's just like this grainy picture of like all the sons sitting there at computers. AAP.
It's an old laptop.
What's up, brother? I'm gonna need those gift cards really soon. We're gonna get this giveaway going right now. All right.
Hey, he sided with us in the great.
That's right.
The great fat he wore of 2022.
It's true.
Hey, I'm not talking.
His wife.
I said
his
bam.
wife was hammered on a live stream and mistook Amanda yelling at her dog as Amanda yelling at her, and it was like started crying to her husband, and her husband had to start this big fight. It's awesome. It's awesome that they have kids when they're not emotionally suited to be in 8th grade.
Amanda was just pissed she couldn't do the Nugget challenge.
I would be pissed too.
Everyone was done with their nuggets, and she's still angrily eating on cam, and they're all waiting for her. And she punched the fucking desk. She's so mad.
It's so awesome to be mad about someone else being too immature doing the McNugget challenge.
The McNugget challenge. This bitch came to
You're
McNugget.
the one eating chicken McNuggets
She came
for
to
YouTube.
Food Challenge Couples Night, and she made Nugget Night a nightmare. It was a Nugget nightmare. We couldn't even finish.
You have 8 kids who
turned it
all
into
have
a nugget
scabies.
nightmare.
Like, you can't be judging someone else when you're doing McNugget night.
Oh God, AAP's so annoying too. I would love to tell him, name all of your kids in order, and I will give you $20 super chat.
$20 per kid.
He couldn't.
How many do you think he could get through?
Probably
4.
Cause
They
my
all have
rascal.
J names, by the way.
Really? Oh, that might be easier.
I
Then.
think so.
That would help. Do you think that's on purpose? Like,
Well, you
so
got
he
Jay,
could just like
Jonah,
Yeah.
Jameson.
Javelina, come over here. Bring my charger.
Javier.
Have a kid named Avelina, small pig, little warthog.
they're so cool. I
I would love to have a javelina.
I've talked about it before. They moved to the
part of me
town where
misses
Andrew
you.
and I used to go camping.
Mhm.
That's where they live now.
Yeah, because they were fleeing the child services
By
people.
the Tittabawassee River. They
That's
live
probably
not
why
too
they're
far
staying off
from-
the internet too, because like
They don't have it.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
why.
it's fair.
Yeah,
But, like,
they just
probably
don't have it.
they don't want to be like found by like any child services person. And like most of those child service people probably aren't paid enough to actually track them down. So they're just like,
No, it's
sorry.
not even worth it.
And
They're like,
honestly,
those kids are cooked.
Those kids are in
chalking
a-
up as a loss.
those kids are in a shitty situation,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. It could be worse. I don't want to say that. about
Seems like a
situation
loving
that.
home.
Yeah.
The only
Like-
thing is they're deprived of shit now. Like when they were having peanut butter dinner and it's sitting on the floor. Like that was the most
Yeah.
depressing shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, like, I think they're better off. Usually, 90% of those cases, they're always better off at home. And a lot of times, it's not fair because you have like people who work. Like one of our friends here fosters, and she's had kids come in and like their parents got in trouble because they were working 3 jobs and left like a 10-year-old at home.
Yeah,
and you're
it's
not
like an
allowed to
actual
do that.
neglect thing instead of
Yeah.
2 parents working 0 jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Like they don't have a babysitter. They don't have anybody. And so they like had to go into work, and like the kid was like, I'm fine. And then they got caught. And so the kid goes into the system and luckily goes to like a good foster home. But like like the idea is to always try to get the kid back with the parent. But there's just nothing. There's no actual support.
They are the perfect
then-
example of
They are 2 people who won't work a job and still their kids just eat, like you said, peanut butter dinner.
Yeah.
I-
They're LARPing at homesteading, just digging random holes in the yard and like pulling off siding and then putting shittier siding back on.
I think I get pissed off at them more because I knew so many fucking families like that growing up. They are the
Yeah.
average.
Yeah, they're
the
everywhere.
quintessential. Dude, search any article online about people who call it like they're like we do homeschooling, but we call it unschooling, and that just means
Mhm.
the parents are lazy.
Yeah.
That
They're like the ultimate bad neighbor. Like if one of those kids knocked over your mailbox or trampled through your garden and you went to tell the parents, they'd be like, "Hey, fuck you. Fuck you."
I think we should give Chet the final word on all this.
I don't really have much to add, honestly. I don't know who half these people are, to be honest with you.
You're not staying up on your AAP.
No, yeah, I'm pretty far behind on those guys.
All right, we're gonna need an essay from you, Chat. 500
500
words,
words.
AAP format.
You guys are
Be on
both
the
in the weed
spot.
business.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah,
You guys
weed
put
And he
me on
mails
blast.
he mails it out to people who then try to blackmail him because they're all just these nasty old people who have been kicked out of every other community for just having an evil personality, and they get the fucking weed, and then they're like, "I'm gonna fucking report you to the international police for shipping drugs over the state border." Because you said that paranormal Phil was fake and that his ghost tube videos were fake. So
that-
I'm actually going to get you in trouble and you're going to go to jail for sending me this
So
weed.
fucking cool, man.
If you don't
Jesus
take if you don't take back calling Marty Mosquito Farm's wife a slut, your world is going to shit.
There's people who are not really supposed to be on the internet. 'cause
No.
It's like the
They
fact
can't
that people
handle
have
it.
to hear enough from them in real life, like that's enough. It's people that you don't want to spend one more second with them in real life than you have to.
We're nearly finished here, but because we're on the subject of this community, it reminded me of Jack's Jack's stream on Saturday morning was a very epic one. It was muted the whole time, mostly from people from our chat being in there going muted. But one thing he did mention towards the end was that he found this great new software for streaming called StreamYard. Let's go. StreamYard Jack Arrow beginning.
It needed to be easier for him. All he's doing is turning his cam on. It's just his cam. It's him talking. And he can't even get the audio set up.
I would love to see whoever's setting it up for him do it, because he apparently is running Rumble Studio through OBS, and he said that he can run StreamYard through Rumble Studio while it's running through OBS. So he's doing it all from there.
It's the most basic stream you could possibly do. It's one video source of a webcam.
You can literally just do that on OBS and add your fucking integration for every single thing else.
You can do it on YouTube.
Stupid.
You can go live on YouTube if it's just your cam.
Yeah, it's easy.
You don't need 3 programs.
All right, well, we need to help Jack out, and that's final.
No matter how easy something is for him, he's going to look for an easier way. If it requires him to look at something or read something for 2 seconds, it's like, there's got to be an easier thing I can make Tammy buy.
The lazy man's life.
There's got to be an easier program.
Well, thank everybody for coming in and listening today.
We love you.